So I would say that I'm a person, I never operate in fear. Okay. And I don't operate though outside of my capacity. Okay. So everything that I'm attached to is something of a passion. Okay. I love it.
Hello, this is Shauna Weatherspoon, Shauna's CEO Weatherspoon of the EMP podcast. Welcome to this week's edition of Empower Me with Purpose. Our purpose is to be on purpose. We meet with amazing men and women out in the community doing well, making it happen, who are purpose driven, who are innovative, who are exciting, and they have a message to share. So our goal and our responsibility is to get this done just for you, to put people in front of you, to inspire you, to get you all fired up about your life, your business, your mission, and make sure along the way you are feeling absolutely blessed and just fabulous, darling. The lady that's coming before you today, I don't even know where I start with her. I really don't know where to even start because she's so many amazing things to so many people out in the community. I always say with powerhouses like the one before you today, not only is she locally making things happen, she is globally making things happen. So before us, we are honored, we are privileged this week on the EMP podcast to be meeting with the one and only Kamesha Blessed. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this good sister before we get into our interview today. I hope you're ready. Buckle up. Sit down for the next 30, 45 minutes because, honey, we are about to get into this thing. Kamesha Blessed is a proud native to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She wears many hats. And yes, honey, we are rocking our hats today. We did not plan that, by the way, while fulfilling her civic and individual commitments in the community, promoting positive community and economic growth, and a passion for knowing that her quality of life is determined by the quality of her relationships. Yes, ma'am. As a professional powerhouse, Kamesha has worked in various industries that have allowed her to leverage her knowledge and expertise. Kamesha is a partner at Children's Knowledge, where learning is fun. Learning Center 1, 2, and 3, come on somebody, where they prepare children to become lifelong learners by meeting them where they are, allowing them to be creative, innovative, and successful. So when they are ready to begin, they are ready to learn. Children's Knowledge has provided employment in our community for over 13 years, standing in the gap and proudly honoring employees who have been employed for 10 or more years. And she actually does have some opportunities that we're going to be talking about today as well. So that's amazing. She has extensive experiences in management and leadership, celebrating over 20 years in 2021. Kamesha is a co-founder and leader of Black Girls Rock Entrepreneurs and Men Are the Rock Entrepreneurs, first hosted in 2015, an organization that takes pride in linking entrepreneurs together one business at a time, as well as educating entrepreneurs where African American businesses are located. So our dollars are circulated and can be recycled into our own communities. Standing together, firm believing in the vision, when men and women support each other, incredible things happen. Yes, they do indeed. Kamesha, oh honey, we're not done. This I thought my bio was something else. I need to sit down, take a break. Kamesha is also the author of Gracefully Broken, How God Turned Pain into Purpose, and recently birthed Blessed by Design Clothing and Accessories, Blessed by Design Home Interior and Decorating and Design, and Blessed by Design Home Cooking and Catering in 2020. Blessed by Design mission is to uplift, inspire, and encourage individuals to tap into their God-given talents so they can live in purpose on purpose. Kamesha received her leadership credential from UWM in 2018 and her bachelor's degree in human services with a minor in early child education in 2014. She's a member of the African American Chamber of Commerce and the National Black Development Institute, a special events coordinator of Your Day Special Events, and a home interior decorator. This woman's logo and her mission and her drive do not stop. Your attitude, this is her quote, your attitude determines your altitude. Smiling wins more friends than frowning. Yes, it does. And whatever the mind of a man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That's a Stephen Covey quote. Woo! Without further ado, please welcome Kamesha Blessed to the podcast. Welcome.
Hey, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you, beautiful queen?
Oh man, I can't complain. Blessed, blessed, blessed beyond measure.
Yes, and it shows, honey, all over you. So obviously you have been out doing a bunch of great things, but we want to hear it from you. We want to hear it from you today. We want to learn from you. So first of all, with putting this beautiful bio, this blessed bio aside, we want to hear directly from you who you are and what's your mission. Why should we know who Kamesha Blessed is?
Hello, everyone. This is Kamesha Blessed checking in here to inspire, uplift, and encourage you so you can tap into those God-given talents so that you can live in purpose on purpose. And that just resonates with my soul. I'm very passionate about that when I say that because it's very important that we operate in our gifts. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I do to just motivate and to just help inspire individuals living into their purpose because of the gifts that we have. God gives us the gifts, not for us to just hold on. For us, it's to share and to help uplift someone else. And whenever I see a sister, if I can help them, if I can share a resource, that's just something that I always do. And like now we're doing the Entrepreneur Circle. I'm so excited about that because in the field that we started in many years ago, which is childcare, we started from the ground. We had no knowledge, we had no expertise. And so we had to get our feet wet. We bumped our head along the way. So to be able to mentor individuals coming new into this field and actually give them the blueprint, show them the do's, the don't, what works, what doesn't work to help them be successful through the gate. That's one of the tangible things that I'm very excited about in this season because we're going to give them the blueprint. Okay.
Yeah.
Where they actually come into the business and work and see if they like it first, which is huge because sometimes people may want to see it or it might be something that's burning on the inside, but to actually go see it, touch it, feel it, to see if you even want to invest your time and money in that, I think that's a huge start. We're also there to help with like the application process, the setup process, helping with licensing. A lot of times, some people get into entrepreneurship and they don't have business practices underneath their belt. And I think that if you don't, you need to hire someone or you need to have a coach to coach you through those things because it can make or break your business.
So oh my God. So I got goosebumps because you just hit on so many great points. So I want to make sure that everybody understands, including myself, everything you just said and put some clarity around it. So I always tell people entrepreneurship, it is not for the faint at heart. It looks super fabulous. It's as awesome as it is to say, oh, I'm my own boss. Well, that also means not only are you the CEO, you the maid, you are the housekeeping, you are management, you are everything. If somebody don't show up, now you the employee from the lowest totem pole to the highest, you're everything in between. And people don't understand it until they in it. So when you say that you all provide coaching and consulting in that capacity, is it for any type of entrepreneurship or is it more focused on daycare? Can you give us more information on that?
Absolutely. So we do childcare and we do it on many different levels.
Okay.
We have individuals that start out in the family in a childcare and they've been doing it maybe 5 or 10 years. Now they want to branch off and go into group childcare, which is 2 different babies, 2 different sets of rules. And so we mentor them into understanding the new process and what that looks like. We also have individuals who are green and growing and they may be struggling with a lot of violations and things like that, business practices. They need someone to come in and mentor and coach, hold staff meetings and things like that, continuing education. So we can offer those. And then we have some individuals that is new into the business. They have a passion to learn and a burning desire to succeed and love working with children. And they need somebody to build them up from the ground up. So they need to find a building. They need the paperwork process. They need it set up all the way up into the licensing time. So we're doing it on many different levels.
I love it. So we have a saying in my family and it goes, iron sharpens iron. That's the #1 quote in our family. So people don't understand, regardless of what the fees that may look like to get that ball rolling, you will save yourself hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars if you are working with people who are successful at this already, who've been through all of the bumps and hurdles along the way and know what they're doing. And there's nobody, I don't care what field you're in, that is successful that doesn't work with a coach. I don't know no MVP player of nothing that doesn't coach and train every day to keep growing. So people need to understand how important that is when they're meeting, if they have the opportunity to work with someone like yourself. Like, that's major. That is so, so major. So thank you for doing that. So you have the heart and the passion for all of that work. So how did this turn into fashion with your fabulous self? How did this happen?
Always been a fashion night. First of all, ever since a little girl, I love shoes, I love bags, I love putting things together. Now in my adult years, even when I was like teenagers, my friends will call and be like, Kamesha, what do you think about this? Do you think this go together? And so, and I absolutely love fashion. When I'm in that boutique, it's like, it's comforting for me. And I just enjoy every moment when I'm able to style someone, when I'm able to just put their birthday outfits together, their wedding outfits, whatever it is. I just love dealing with people. And I'm a woman of service, always have been. I was that girl coming up in elementary school and in middle school. I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. You know, I was surrounded around people that was like, oh, I'm going to nursing school. I'm going to be this doctor. I'm going to be this lawyer. And I just didn't know, you know, what God had in store for me. But I worked at McDonald's when I was 15 years old. I went on an interview with my best friend, just hanging out because we was probably going to the mall or something afterwards. And I got hired on the spot. Never knew that when I started working there, at 15 years old, when I was 16, they were recruiting me for management already. So when I graduated high school, I didn't go to college right away. I went right into the workforce and management in McDonald's. And I just soared like an eagle there. I started out as a swing manager. I was the first, the second assistant manager, all the way to the general manager position when I left. And I worked at maybe 6 different locations in Milwaukee. I worked on 76th and Appleton. I worked by Bayshore Mall. I worked on 60th and Silver Spring. I worked on 35th and Juneau. So just all around the city. And I will say the Golden Arches definitely shaped my character. They taught me the business practices. They taught me how to treat your employees. And they taught me about doing it fast, friendly, and accurate. So whenever I put my name on something, I'm stamping my name on it. I'm doing it to the best of my ability. I'm there to succeed. It's not going to be perfect, but we definitely there to, you know, try to make it as perfect as we can. And so I just thank God just for the gifts.
Yeah, and I'm a witness to that. Yeah, I'm a witness to that. How long did you work there?
So I worked at McDonald's for 10 years.
Okay. So you worked there from 10 years, you worked your way up the ladder, and then what happened? Because I'm assuming, and please correct me if I'm wrong. So did you go from general manager to entrepreneur?
So when I got married back in 2003.
Okay.
And I relocated to Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And at that point, after the 10 years, I was like, man, I'm these every weekend. You know, you got one weekend off a month, and your hours were kind of all over the place. And so I said, you know what? At the time, I really didn't have to work if I didn't want to. But I was like, okay, let me get back out and see. So I started applying for jobs, just seeing, you know, what was out there. And so a company called me, it's called C Careers and Staffing. Yeah. And they hired, I went in for an interview. It was just for a customer service rep, just answering phones. And when people came in for interviews, getting them set up to go in for the interview. So they hired me and I worked there in Appleton, Wisconsin. I worked in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Well, I maybe worked in that position 8 months and I was recruited into a consultant. Okay. And real quick. And so what it was, I just think it's just, I know how to, my passion is working with people. So just the passion and just talking to customers and redirecting them. So I had got so good at the customer service position, I was filling the positions for the consultants because I would see who would come in, I would interview them, I know what job they're looking or their expertise. So I went into that consultant role and I got promoted again, you know, into district management. And then I relocated back to Milwaukee. That's when my entrepreneurship kind of stuck out to me because I had sit on the UI board. I had interviewed individuals. So when I took all my expertise from Seek and I combined it with McDonald's, I felt like I was a well-rounded, very seasoned entrepreneur. And we got into the childcare business because my best friend, someone had asked her, they were coming from family to group, and they asked her if she wanted to partner with them in childcare. And she said, well, if I can bring my best friend in, then we can do it. And so we had always wanted a childcare. But we worked our corporate jobs, so it was very hard to do the research and really do it. And so that's how we started entrepreneurship. So we left our corporate jobs, and we had a childcare facility. It was called Children's Palace on 27th and Atkinson. So that's where everything began.
Do you know, I remember that childcare. I never knew it was yours, though. I never knew that. See, you learn something new. You learn something new every day. I remember that.
Yes.
So you just dropping gems and nuggets all over the place. So I love this. Couple things. So I always tell people, never disregard or never knock your job, because your job, that is the highest paying, what's my word I'm looking for? That is the highest paying internship you will ever have that prepares you for entrepreneurship. Do you agree with that? People don't understand that. Don't discount that job, because that job is going to get you. That's your main funder and your key investor until you get where you're going next. So show up every day and learn something, because that's the only way that's going to happen. My question for you, two questions come to mind. The first one is, how old were you at the time when you transitioned to entrepreneurship? Because I think that's important for people to understand.
I was 28 years old.
That's awesome.
When I started, I was 28 years old when I started into entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And by that time I had like 12 years of management and leadership.
Yep. Love it. Love it. So I wanted people to hear that. And especially for our younger people watching, that's amazing. That's amazing. The other thing I want to ask you is, a lot of people cannot work with their family and friends, let alone their best friend. So people, what advice would you give to people? Because me personally, let me just tell the whole truth. I can't work with my husband. It is not a good partnership whatsoever. I'm a horrible partner because I work 24/7. I'm constantly thinking of new ideas and new things like that. So he quit from working with me very early on if we was going to stay married, honestly. What advice would you give to other people who are considering partnering or working together with family and friends?
Well, for that, I would say to each is his own. But as for me and my house and my headquarters, I love working with my family. 80% of my staff is my family. My mom works with me, my sister works at my facility. I have a couple of cousins that are there. And they've been there over 5 years. I believe in promoting within. If you open up a business and your family, they have a burning desire to learn and succeed, I always give them a chance first. That's just part of who I am. And don't get me wrong, I've had to let some family go, and it is what it is. But I know that saying, like, you can't work with family and things like that, but I have a whole nother outlook. Probably too, because I'm a forgiving person, but I have boundaries. I know how to and when to put my foot down, but as long as people can come with no big eyes and little U's and understand that we all have a job to do, it works. It works for me.
Okay. That's amazing. And God bless you for all of that. God bless you for all of that, because I'm not the one who can do that. So I'm so glad. And thank you for sharing those gems too. So before we're going to transition just a little bit, if that's okay. I do want to share with everybody, because I have had the Blessed by Design experience of being in your boutique, which is absolutely fabulous, darling. And I want people to know a few things about it, and of course share what you have, because I'm just telling you now, just take all your money to her boutique when you go, because this system has some of the baddest stuff in there. It's like, oh Lord, I believe you're broke. But I'm gonna look good. I'm gonna look good on the way out. You are so personable. Honestly, it is an experience there. I felt like I was the only woman in the world, like just there getting styled. Like, I don't know if I thought I was going to the BET Awards when I was leaving. I didn't know where I was going. I just knew I was going to be ready when I got there. And what was amazing to me was I'm a high A-type personality. So I typically know what I want. I know what I want it to look like. I'm that person. But something told me, go in here and be open. Be open to trying new styles and things. And honey, it didn't make a difference because you was just gone with it. Like, try this, put this shirt on with it, here, bag this. It's like zoom, zoom, zoom. Like, have you always been that way? I would imagine so, but oh my God.
I think I have a gift for tapping into people's personality. And once I kind of see what you go to and pick up, I can kind of get a feel for your style and what you like. And so my brain automatically just goes to putting pieces together that I think that you would like to put the style together and create an awesome look.
And that you have. I'm telling you, honey, I went to Atlanta and cut up. Okay. Cut up. So what tips? We work with a lot of ladies in our organization, which is Raising Our Daughters Foundation, that is honoring you this year. So I'm just flat out ecstatic about that you first of all accepted your calling, because we see you, sis. We see you, and you drive so many of us. It's so many days. It's sometimes even just watching your TikToks and your reels and whatever you're doing or your posts, and they get us going. They get us going. So please continue to walk out every calling over your life because you got it. It's all over you. It is all over you. So look, I done got so excited. I forgot what my own question was in that. What was I saying? Oh, I know what it was. What tips, if someone needs to, if they're transitioning in life and whatever that looks like for them, or maybe they've gained weight, or maybe they've lost weight, and they are just trying to find themselves or reinvent themselves as far as fashion is concerned, where should they start? What tips would you give them?
So first, let me just give God some glory because you just got me sounding like I'm just so fabulous. So
you are.
I give God the glory for that.
You are. What you mean? You are.
I know. I give God all the glory. Trust me. I don't look like what I've been through. But if someone is trying to lose weight or gain weight, first of all, it starts in the mind. It's all about the mindset.
Yeah.
I know for me, like if I gain too much weight, it'd be like, okay, Kamesha, we got to slow down. So doing things in moderation. You know how some people be like, I'm going on this diet. I ain't going to eat this, that, or the other.
Yeah.
Do small increments. Do things realistically, create smart goals.
Yes.
So, if you love your sweets, if you love your soda and you do bread, you can't just stop doing all three at once.
Right.
Give up one. Like, okay, you know what? This month, I'm not going to drink no soda. Mm-hmm. I might have a sweet here and there. All right, let me just ease one day in at the gym, or let me walk around the block or walk up and down the stairs. It makes a lot of difference. So I've been in the fitness on and off all my life where I would gain a bunch of weight and then I would lose it. But I know what my trigger foods are. I know what makes me lose and gain weight. But it's when I get that mindset to want to do it, that's when I just take off. And it's like I'm looking straight and I hit my results. So like now, all this year in 2020, I got a life coach, a trainer, which is my girl, Christine Tax. She's awesome at what she does. I work out 3 days a week. I might walk on the track 3 to 5 days a week. Just keeping my body, just trying to stay in shape. And sometimes I fall off. I might be like, okay, you know what? This month I'm not eating no meat, or, I'm going to stop eating sweets. And I try not to drink sodas. But guess what? For like 3 months, I was drinking sodas like crazy. Every time I ate something, like if it was some barbecue, I had to have a Great Crush, So knowing that we can fall off, don't beat yourself up, dust yourself up and jump right back at it. Yeah. And so for this month, I've been more focused, stop eating all the sweets, the sugar and stuff. And the weight, it just fall off. So it's just coming up with what works for you and your body, learning who you are, and just creating those SMART goals so that you can reach, whatever milestones you want to reach in your diet and exercise.
Absolutely. And I'm watching your progress, by the way. Even watching you walk, with your trainer out there live, like, we about to get it in. Like again, it's a self-check. It's like you're our accountability partner, whether you know it or not. Because sometimes I go, ooh, I ain't worked out yet. And I surely don't look that fabulous when I'm doing it. So let me get my tail out here and get it together. So thank you again for that. What is the difference? Because you're a woman of many hats. What is the difference of working with a personal stylist like yourself versus ordering something online or going to the mall? Can you briefly talk to us about why they need to support you and come out and get fabulous with Blessed by Design?
Absolutely. So one of the things that I grade myself in is when you come to Blessed by Design, I have your things steamed. They're either steam hanging or I'm going to steam them before you leave.
Yes.
And I'm one of those, I like to pick things that are different. Something that you might not see at every boutique or at every store.
Absolutely.
And when you come in, I'm going to cater to you individually. So if you're getting styled for a special event, I can order things for you where you don't have to worry about what you're ordering offline. I sell style and I sell quality. I think the quality is at the top of the bar. I spend a little more, prices may be a little higher, but when you go somewhere and you're looking fabulous, you ain't got to sit down and worry about your jumpsuit splitting up the back.
That's right.
Because it's not going to do that because you bought into quality. You're going to come in an environment where it's clean. I serve refreshments. I offer prayer inside of Blessed by Design. You can come in. I have people that come in and unwind some days from work. So I offer all of these things and these tools inside of Blessed by Design. Sometimes people just want to come and pick my brain like, I got this. What do you think about this and that? So I'm just one that loves to share. I love to see people win. I love to hear people ideas. I just love people. In general.
You're just blessed. You're just blessed. That's all. You're just blessed. So you were this leader in corporate America. You moved to entrepreneurship, take off, experience success there, experience life, right? Because we know it's a whole bunch of stuff that happens in between. And you keep pushing and going. Then you open this boutique. And then, because I know you've done some other things, but then we have a food trucking business. Why? How?
So the food truck came because my brother, his name is Harold, we call him Tyrone.
Okay.
He was saying, we need a food truck. So my grandmother, they had a business back in the 70s, I want to say. And I don't remember all the dynamics around why it's not still open and things like that. But we had recipes that were passed down from generation to generation. So from my mom, my grandma, to her kids, to us, and we'll pass them down to our children. But people love our cooking. And so what I started to do was take their recipes, put a spin on them, on the ones that I wanted to do. My brother talked about it. And then my husband, who's deceased, he was like, we should do a food truck. Like, I don't understand why y'all family ain't got no food or no restaurant. Right. So he did some research and found a company in the South. And we started to put our heads and minds together to build this truck. So he built it top of the line. It's like a Cadillac of all Cadillacs. The food truck has a restroom on it. It has ovens, it has fryers, it has prep tables and coolers and freezers. I mean, you can do everything on this food truck. And so the reasoning for me to keep it and to carry it on, because my son, he told me, he said, Ma, are we going to keep the food truck? I want to keep the food truck. It was him and his god brother. And so that's my inspiration to keep the food truck going. And so it's really like a love hobby type of thing. So we pretty much come out when it has to be like 50 or more people, because that truck, it has the capacity to do so much. Right. So we, do a lot of hospitals and churches and things like that. And then we do our own Soulful Saturday or our Soulful Sunday, where we are at our location, which is 6140 North 60th Street, which will be out Saturday, October 23rd. We're going to have fried chicken breasts. We'll have grilled wings, mac and cheese, greens, and I make real greens. Okay, we pick boxes of greens.
We ain't gonna have none of them canned greens. We don't want them glory. We ain't gonna have them glory canned greens.
No. Okay. We picking them greens from scratch. I do mustards and turnips. I put turnips in them, ham, hot, smoked neck bones. Don't play. It's levels to them greens. And yams. And then my team, which is a lot of them that work with me at the daycare, my family, but they got the cakes and the pies on lock. Okay. All right. So my mom is going to be rolling out her fabulous and famous banana split pie. My sister Lisa, she does this caramel pecan pound cake and the caramel pound cake. Finger licking good. Then we got Miss Liz. She be on the banana pudding, the peach cobbler, the sweet potato pies. So we gonna have it rocking on the corner of 60th on the 23rd.
I just felt all this 10 pounds I lost come right on back. Jesus Christ.
I know. So that's gonna be like one cheat day, and then we just
okay. That's how it's balance. It's maintenance. I love it. So what I want you to share with us, because there are so many people, and I'm one of them, by the way, who struggled in my mind for years on, man, like God is putting all of these things on me that I feel like I want to do, I'm called to do, I'm passionate about, I know I'm good at it, but I don't want to confuse my market, or I don't want people to think, sometimes, let's just be real about it and talk about it. Sometimes people can see you moving and doing different things and building various empires all at the same time, mind you, and feel like, oh, she's doing way too much. Or, how are you good at this and that? Like, we need you to focus on something. So what advice do you give to people who are struggling with that? And how do you overcome that in your head and still go out and get it done and make things happen?
So I would say that I'm a person, I never operate in fear.
Okay.
And I don't operate, though, outside of my capacity.
Okay.
So everything that I'm attached to is something of a passion. Okay. I love to cook. I love working with children. That's that's near and dear to me. And I absolutely love fashion, and I love to decorate. I've decorated many of my family and friends' houses and still give advice. So everything that I'm tapped into, I love it. It's not like work. Okay. And so that's important. Mm-hmm. Like for me, you're not going to hear Kamesha opening up a group home with the elderly, because that's not Kamesha lane. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not going to do nothing outside of the capacity. That's very important for me. I have to have a passion to operate in these gifts. So that's number one. Number two, just not operating in fear. All of the gifts and the entrepreneurship ships that I have, all of the gifts and the entrepreneurship jobs that I have, I operate from a level of passion. I'm passionate about the kids that I work with daily and the families. I'm passionate about fashion. I'm passionate about cooking. I love to cook. So I love to decorate. Been decorating my house and people's houses and giving tips for years. So I would never do something outside of my capacity. So you're not going to hear Kamesha opening up a group home with the elderly, because that's not Kamesha's lane. That's not my area of expertise. That's not something that I have the experience in. So it's important that you tap into your purpose. God gave me Blessed by Design 2 years. Well, it's been 3 years now. And when he gave it to me at church, I wrote it down and I said, wow, I love that name. Yeah. Blessed by Design. I didn't even know that Blessed by Design was going to be the boutique at the time. I didn't know that. And I'm like, it just clinged to me like a magnet. Yeah. And so 2 years later, I didn't know that the Gracefully Broken movement, Gracefully Broken, the book, How God Turned Pain into Purpose, and the boutique was going to talk to each other. But God gave me the vision when I was writing the book. He said, now you're going to open up the boutique and do it around the same time. So I was just being obedient and, to his, to the voice. And I'm just glad, that everything just came to fruition. And I'm glad that I'm standing here today to be able to tell the story.
And we, again, you better know it. You better know it. We are taking notes and we are watching. And so many of us are cheering you on. I have watched you come for a while now, by the way, just push through and come through and show up on some of the most hardest days and some of the most fabulous days. So don't you dare miss your assignment. Don't you dare think we've missed it, because we see it all. And you walked right into it, because I wanted to talk to, like, okay, we got all of this stuff we done talked about, right? That you've done, and you've done it well, right? And then you got a book. What is the book about? Why should we buy the book? Why should we read it?
So Gracefully Broken, How God Turned Pain into Purpose is about asking just God for forgiveness, repenting of your sins, and just seeking success through Christ Jesus. I pretty much just gave you guys my lifeline, and gave you the good, the bad, the ugly, but just showing you through faith, through prayer, through fasting. It's nothing too impossible for God. And, one of my favorite Bible scriptures is always Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And for me, In my house,
yes,
that's valid. In my
amen.
house, it's valid.
Amen. I'm gonna start running around doing my Holy Ghost dance up in here. Amen. Amen. I love you.
I love you more.
You can't love me more, and that's the end of that. You inspire me. You keep me uplifted. You encourage me. You make me want to get better every single day. You are definitely earlier on that iron that sharpens iron. Little do you know. So I need your autograph the next time I see you. I want to talk about, before we go, I want you to close us out with your beautiful self, with some encouraging words about some people who are going through some hard times, some people who are trying to overcome some really tough things, like I personally know you have, and a lot of us do know your story. What encouragement, how did you get through? What can you share with them to help them see the light again and come on out of that and go live and be passionate and live out some of these things before we close?
So I would say we all go through things. And one of my favorite sayings is none of us is exempt from the struggle. Yeah. Whether you have a relationship with God, whether you don't, whether if you're a forgiving person or you don't, we all going to go through trial and error in life.
Yeah.
And for me, how I get through, I'm under some incredible leadership. I have to say, I'm a member at New Restoration Christian Church. My pastors, they pour into me. I'm a person that's on the prayer line. So I meditate. I do all of these things to just feel my spirit, you know? So if somebody do something wrong to me, I know how to forgive them and not, keep it bottled up inside or be angry or take it out on somebody else. That's important in life. If you are, I don't even want to get churchy, but I just think some people walk around spiritually dead on the inside. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I think like right now we're doing we have something phenomenal going on at church, but we've been talking about silent miseries, things that people may have went through in their life, whatever it is, because people have been traumatized in all type of ways. Yeah. And sometimes when you continue to put that Band-Aid and cover up those wounds and things that you went through and you're not talking about it, maybe not getting a therapist, you're not under no leadership. Yeah. It's dangerous. It's detrimental to your health.
It's true.
It's detrimental to yourself and others that are around you. So sis or brother, if you're struggling, if you feel like you're depressed, you have to lean on somebody that can lift you up.
Amen.
If you're around gossip all day and around people hating all day, they still broke, they still lying, they still mad, just steal people. You got to get away from steal people. You got to get with somebody that's going to help boss you up. Yes. Don't be the smartest person in your group.
Period.
Get with somebody else that can teach you something, because you can meet one person that can change your life.
You don't even, child. You listen.
That's all.
Come on, Bishop. Come on. I love it. I love it. Could you drive? Where's your church located for anybody that's looking for a church home?
Yeah, so we are located on 114th and Mill Road.
Okay.
I think it's like 11428 West Mill Road.
Okay.
But if you come, you'll never be the same. We have services at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Okay. And we have Bible studies on Tuesday at 6:30.
Okay.
And we on that prayer line. We've been on the prayer line for about 15 months straight at 6:30 a.m. Okay. And so those are the jewels that I have on the inside of me that keeps, if I'm walking and I have a ray of light, it's just because I don't sweat the small stuff,
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. I love it. Love it. Love it. Oh, girl, you've hit so much. You've hit so much. What is your website? How do we connect with you? How do we support you? Drop us with the information. I know you talked about the event on October 23rd, but you have another event as well coming up that you mentioned.
Yes. So Blessed by Design and the Gracefully Broken movement is going to be celebrating returning one. So it's going to be at the Blessed by Design headquarters, 5161 North Hopkins. Okay. It's going to start at about 2 p.m. We're going to have food, music, giveaways. I'm going to bless somebody with a full makeover. I mean, makeup, a whole outfit. Listen, they're gonna go get a facial. We're gonna do it big. And then with Blessed by Design, I have VIPs, I have VIP diamonds and VIP diamond exclusive. So I'm just gonna really love on them because of them, I made it 1 year. And to everybody that's new and who's been coming to support, we're just gonna have a really good day. We're gonna pray, we're gonna fellowship. We're going to love on one each other. We're going to laugh and just have an amazing time and just pray into the next year so that God can keep Blessed by Design just going and growing.
Amen. And that's October 23rd, right?
No, that's November 6th.
That's
Saturday.
November 6th. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. October 23rd is the food truck event. The Soul
Got it. Okay. Well, you can put me down for the 6th. I'll be there for sure. So I'm excited about that. What is your website address?
Okay. So my website is Blessed by Design, LLC.square.site. So again, Blessed by Design, LLC.square.site. I'm Kamesha Taylor on Facebook. That's where the majority of my friends are. So if you need to inbox me or something, please do it on Facebook. Okay. I'm on Instagram as well. But if you need to get a hold of me, my Instagram is Mimi_always_jazzy. JASSY.
The name speaks for itself. Okay.
Yes. And so
awesome. So listen, guys, if you have not connected with this sister yet, and you want to be blessed, beyond blessed, you must connect with her on every level. I'm telling you, she is the truth. You understand me? You know, I don't bring nobody before you that ain't about that life and about their business. And this sister is it. It's it. She really is. As we shared with you, she is one of the honorees for the Raising Our Daughters 6th annual event that's going to be hosted on Sunday, October 17th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the Dandy at 5020 West Fleet Street. Come on and learn more about her. Kamesha, whatever you want to bring, your books, whatever you want to bring to bless somebody with, to shop with, whatever you want us to know about you, please have all your information with you because we want to make sure the masses get there and connect with you on every level God says so. So we want to do that for you. We can't wait to meet you. I don't even want to know what you're going to wear because I already know it's going to be off the chain. So I'm going to just pray about that thing and just hope I can stand next to you in one photo. We're going to do that. And we just, again, we just are honored. We are honored. Like I said, you are a sister that is dear to my heart. And just keep going, keep striving, keep doing your thing because we see you.
Thank you.
I know you're a busy woman, so thank you for your time. I'll be there next weekend ahead of time as well to make my own personal appointment at the boutique. So I'll see you soon and God bless.
All right. Love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.